The difference between psychology and sociology.
Psychology and sociology. Both psychology and sociology are human sciences with a philosophical basis. Where ancient philosophers studied psychology in an attempt to understand the human spirit and human interactions, and to explain primitive behavioral phenomena such as anger and sadness, studies in psychology developed until they became more comprehensive, becoming independent of the science of philosophy in the second half of the 19th century. As for sociology, it became more comprehensive. It was within the circle of interests and studies of social philosophers from ancient times to the Middle Ages, to appear clearly in the modern era in its current form and separately from other sciences in the early 19th century. 1. 2. The difference between psychology and sociology is psychology and sociology. Two important branches of the human sciences, and despite the overlap of these two fields of knowledge by virtue of the overlap of the human sciences in general. However, each science is based on different principles and laws, and the differences and similarities between both branches appear through the issues that each of them addresses, specifically when studying their specific topics carefully, and when comparing their definitions, the topics they discuss, the goals they aim for, and the historical context of their origins. The concept, the differences between psychology and sociology become clear by defining each of them, and explaining that in the following definition of psychology, it is the science that is based on studying all aspects of behavior in a scientific manner, so that it includes all forms of behavioral responses, motor and verbal, which appear on the individual during his interaction with his environment, in addition to the study of emotional activity, and emotional and subconscious experiences. It is also concerned with the study of mental activity and mental processes such as thinking, perception, remembering, and others. 3. Definition of sociology. It is the science that it mainly studies human interaction and the effects of mutual relationships between individuals in the social environment, whether these effects are on attitudes, feelings, or actions. It is also concerned with studying the social system within which all forms of human relationships operate, in addition to understanding and studying social phenomena in human society and all social patterns, and man's relationship with society and culture. 4. The topics addressed by each science. The topics dealt with in psychology and sociology vary as follows. Topics in psychology. The human being is the subject that psychology deals with, as it is within its interactive, responsive, verbal, and motor framework. It deals with its social and cultural environment, that is, it studies the human being as a living being that learns, feels, desires, thinks, and achieves. Among the topics that psychology is interested in understanding and interpreting are also the mechanism of mental and mental processes occurring and the factors influencing them, and the natural and acquired skills and aptitudes that the individual possesses, such as a level of mental intelligence, and various talents which he enjoys, in addition to studying the topics of responses, behavioral patterns, and psychological phenomena, and the extent to which the psychological state is related to physical health, and thus it appears that psychology is limited to studying the forms of internal and external human activity, mental, verbal, and motor. 5. Topics of sociology. Sociology is interested in studying social phenomena in particular, as they are completely different from psychological, biological, or other human phenomena, as sociology specializes in studying social phenomena in general and collectively, away from the individual framework, as they are imposed on the individual automatically as soon as he is present in a particular society. And examples of social phenomena include, which are received from the external environment, religious beliefs and rituals, moral and political phenomena, and the like. 6. Objective. The objectives of the sciences differ depending on their topics, and it is possible to clarify the differences between the sciences of psychology and sociology by knowing the objectives that each science seeks to achieve, and it is possible to summarize them as follows. The goals of psychology, they are as follows. 7. Understanding and interpreting behavioral phenomena. Interpreting behavior includes knowing the motives and influential factors that led to its emergence, knowing the degrees of deviation and the criteria for judging normal and abnormal behavior. It also includes knowing the traits and characteristics of the personality, and identifying strengths and weaknesses. Predicting behavior. The possibility of predicting the occurrence of a certain behavior appears when certain stimuli and factors are available, that is, predicting the time of the behavior and the rate of its appearance in different and known circumstances. Controlling behavior and the possibility of control. This is done by subjecting it to influential factors that in turn lead to the occurrence of the desired behavioral phenomenon. The goals of sociology, they are as follows. 8. Sociology seeks to achieve a complete understanding of the social behavioral patterns of a particular society, while studying the factors affecting these patterns on the individual and society. Sociology aims to explain the components and parts of the social structure while analyzing its elements into the institutions of society, as in political, family, economic, and religious institutions, and understanding the importance of their interconnection with each other in an integrated manner. Any change that occurs in any of them has direct effects on the other, and this process is called social transformation, strengthening the connection and communication between social construction institutions in society in terms of their origin, and strengthening their connection with individuals. In terms of its role in providing appropriate services that help them achieve its goals, sociology aims to diagnose general social problems and try to understand and explain them while providing appropriate methods, solutions and treatment plans to eliminate them. Knowledge of the laws and principles of social transformation phenomena. The founder of psychology. The greatest credit for establishing psychology and its independence from the philosophical sciences goes to the German scientist Wundt in the second half of the 19th century, who created the first device for telephone services. He researched psychology, and after that he established a psychological laboratory that served experimental studies. 9. Founder of sociology. The Islamic scholar and thinker Abd al-Rahman bin Muhammad bin Khaldun is considered the founder of sociology and the first to lay its modern foundations. His social studies and research preceded the studies and research of the French scientist Auguste Comte by many centuries, and Ibn Khaldun used to give the name Imran to what has become known today as sociology.